What's up, guys? It's the TheWokeIndigo 11 here today, and it is currently 5 a.m. I can't sleep, and so I'm here with another video for you. Well, let's get into it. Dimensions 3D, 4D, 5D. What does it mean? Well, let's get into it. So, you may have heard on the internet and from a bunch of different people, oh, we're moving into the fifth dimension. Oh, the fifth dimension this, the fourth dimension this. But what does it actually mean? Well, basically 3D, 4D, and 5D aren't actually what when they're talking about 3D, 4D, and 5D, what they're not talking about is dimensions of reality, what you might be thinking of, such as 3D in physical form, 4D as time, and then 5D is being able to move forwards and backwards in time. This isn't talking about the physics part of it. This is talking about states of consciousness. And so what that means is basically a 3D state is a state when you are completely a state where you are completely ego-centered. And I'll have another video explaining what the ego is and what the soul is. But to summarize it, your ego is the combination of every experience you've ever had since you were born, and your soul is who you truly are in your natural state. So, in the third dimension, you are completely entangled in the traps of your ego, which most people are, and that's about 99% of people in our society. Yet you see people driving to work, going to McDonald's, watching sports, just paying attention, living their regular day lives. Most of these people are in the third dimension. They're not really paying attention to their souls or their higher selves or spirituality, and they're more just focused in our 3D matrix, as you could call it. So the fourth dimension is categorized by flow, by flowing more, by kind of realizing more that we are actually souls on this planet and not just bodies here. And it is categorized by more of like a dream state. Have you ever been in a dream and then you wake up and it still kind of feels like you're dreaming? It's kind of like that. It's a state where things begin to look possible because something that separates the third dimension from the fourth dimension is being able to manipulate space, time, and matter and energy. So, what the fifth dimension is like the fourth dimension, you can manipulate space, time, and matter, but unlike the fourth dimension, something that is predominantly in the third dimension, but also in the fourth dimension, is what's called duality. And the best way to think of this is the yin yang. It involves light and dark, good and evil. There's, duality in all things. For every push, there's a pull. For every opposite, there's an opposite there. So the third and fourth dimension are predominantly filled with duality, which is categorized by anger and distrust and basically all of those negative emotions that are being shoved so much in our world today. So what's really cool about the fifth dimension is that in the fifth dimension, duality no longer exists, and there's no more darkness and no more hatred and no more anger. So, in this state of consciousness, when you enter a 5D state of consciousness, you are no longer able to have anger in your heart. You are no longer able to have a desire for evil or for greed or for lust. You're only focused on the higher dimensional frequencies of peace and love. So, in order, and I'll be making a video on this on the future and how to try to shift your consciousness more into a fifth dimensional state, but something that you can know for sure when you are in a fifth dimensional state is when you're feeling an overwhelming sense of gratitude and peace and love and trust in the universe. So that's kind of a short rundown on all of the different dimensions. Basically, the third dimension is categorized by a very rigid structure. Um, think of the movie The Matrix. There's this rigid structure in place. And the fourth dimension is kind of breaking out of that matrix, but still being involved in the duality of life, good and evil, light and dark, hatred, peace and love. And the fifth dimension is when you transcend and you move past all of the duality, all of the negativity, and can only focus and only embody light into your soul and your body. So that's a quick rundown on the dimensions. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe so I can make more videos like this and keep informing you guys on this kind of stuff. Hope you guys all have a great day. Peace, love, and namaste.